Greetings and good evening. Thank you for joining my Aisha Speaks Jade Facebook page. This evening, I am doing a makeup live audio from Monday, August the 20th, 2018. So this evening, I want to just jump in and I want to share some tips coming from entrepreneurs for staying motivated in business. Because if you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, whatever your brand is, whatever your service is, a lot of times we have those moments where we don't feel so motivated. Sometimes we're in negative space for whatever that reason may be. And sometimes it might be a little hard regrouping back. But I'm here to tell you from learned experience as I continue to learn and grow in the business that I'm co-partner in, as well as I'm learning here, stepping out, being a speaker, that we can regroup. We can, as I say, catch it, check it, and change it. And we can stay motivated. So let me just jump into this. Again, we hit those rough patches. You may run out of ideas, run out of steam, or things may just not be working out the way you want them to. So what can you do to pick yourself up and get back on track? No matter what decisions you make, motivation plays a huge role in turning things around. So again, I would like to share some tips from individuals who are entrepreneurs and those in small business on how to stay motivated. So instead of doing things the same way as everyone else, have fun and find ways to be disruptive in your industry. Say things differently and do things differently. Turn left when everyone else is turning right. Besides standing out, you might also hit the one thing that turns a rough patch into a launching pad. Work like you only have $1 and you never have to worry about anything. You can't wait for outside inspiration. You've got to see motivating yourself as an essential part of the process. Maybe the most essential part. Because when it comes right down to it, nobody else can motivate you. All anyone else can ever do is talk you into motivating yourself. Is sell you on the idea of motivating yourself. You motivate you. There's nobody else who can be with you every hour of the day or the night when all those thousands of little decisions that lead toward your goals or away from your goals have to be made. You've got to put your own guru, your own favorite motivational speaker. Remember, it is not about you. Whenever you feel frustrated or stuck, it is because you are concentrating on you instead of the outcome of your clients and or customers will receive by working with you. We stay motivated through rough times by reading a lot about founders of successful companies or businesses. When you read things like how, for example, Richard Branson was almost turned upside down by a €3 million overdraft, you realize your rough times are minuscule. Stay motivated by referring back to old goals, the ones you set before launching your business. Looking back on those goals allows you to see how much you have accomplished and that everything you have done and will continue to do for your business is not in vain. To stay motivated, you have to keep reminding yourself that a good business with a strong, reliable source of revenue can stay afloat even in the roughest of times. That's why, while you have to chance, you need to work to build a strong business by testing different revenue models. Stimulate your business in various economic environments and brainstorm what new methods your business can use to bring in more profits. If or when the economy falls into rough times, because we know that it does and that it can, because you've done the work to build a good foundation for your business, you'll be more optimistic and maintain the motivation that's necessary to keep pushing forward. We business owners all have experienced the tire kickers who waste our time. Ooh, yes. Our goal is to reach the clients and customers who really need our services and will pay for them. During those times when it's kind of slow and you start reconsidering if you're doing the right thing, a client will come along who is grateful for your help, client or customer. Receiving feedback from the client or customer who lets you know you have truly enhanced their lives is what keeps you motivated and going. The best way to stay motivated when the going gets rough is to remember why you're doing it, what you do, why you became a small business owner. Because you love the thought of being your own boss, setting your own schedule and getting the flexibility that you want so you can spend more time with your family. Ultimately, you're doing this for them. You love your business and everything it does for the small business community. But whenever things get tough, just think of why you sought out this venture in the first place and feel grounded once again. Faith. One simple word that has the power to change your perspective on any situation. Faith or spirituality. As a small business owner, it can be very difficult to stay motivated. When the finances don't quite add up, business is more than what you have staff for, or personal issues begin to weigh on you. You will need that faith or spirituality or whatever your understanding of it is. You will need that voice inside your head telling you that everything is happening the way that it is supposed to, and that all the things that are happening will all work together for your good. Faith or spirituality tells you to keep going, no matter what, that this will all work out, that the stress and the sleepless nights will all pay off. Faith or spirituality helps you to encourage yourself when no one else can quite understand what you're going through. So, stay strong to your faith, your spirituality, your religion, or whatever the understanding of it is for you. Also, you can have your dream goal written down on paper and taped to the wall where you can always see it. Each day, start off by taking just 5 minutes, closing your eyes, and visualizing and daydreaming about making it to that goal. How would you feel once it's completed? What would you do to celebrate reaching that goal? That provides the motivation each day to work towards that goal. If you ever hit a really, really big bump in the road and things get really tough, Just take 5 minutes again to visualize reaching that goal and continue to move forward. So, another simple tip as an entrepreneur staying motivated is by exercising. Since most of the work is computer based, most of us are doing a lot of our work computer based. It's very important to push your body physically and enjoy fresh air and sunshine on a somewhat regular basis. So you can do exercising in the home, a gym, a rec center. If it's a great day outside, exercise refreshes the brain, inspires creativity, and encourages a positive outlook. So as an entrepreneur, having 2 tips personally to use to stay motivated. So, a first tip is to focus on the big picture. You must know exactly what it is that you want. Your vision of the future of your company or product, organization, etc. must be crystal clear. You must know what you want. When you can see with great clarity what it is that you want, you have no problem doing the work necessary. The second tip, you must adopt consistent daily disciplines, which are actions that grow your business on a daily basis. Stay consistent when motivation is high due to the daily actions. When motivation is low, do the daily actions knowing that deep down you will ultimately reach the vision you have created as long as you remain consistent and never quit. Have a purpose behind your work. Tie it to something bigger than yourself and remind yourself of this purpose constantly. So here are some things that you can repeat to yourself. I can do hard things. I can do hard things. So perhaps you just repeat that. And when you start repeating that and believing in that, it manifests. I can do hard things. Don't dwell on the past. You've made choices based on the information presented at the time, and as such, they were the choices that you have to live with. There is never anything gained by beating yourself up over past decisions. Why do it? It's in the past. You can't change it, and you have to focus on the moving forward to the current and the near future. Rather, you need to embrace them and keep telling yourself that you never know how this will all play out. Stay connected and communicate with other people, whether they are friends, colleagues, or your team of employees, or other positive, like-minded individuals. Get out of your head. Share your work, your passion, and yourself with other people. Remember that we work to live. We don't live to work. It's a cliche, but it's true. Successful business owners don't sit around and wait for motivation. Who has time for that? Instead, they choose to work on their business every day. Why, you ask? Because over time, they formed habits that help them stay disciplined. That is what keeps them going when times get tough. Discipline, not motivation. And it's in those times when they are pushing and grinding that they will later find their motivation. It comes in the sweat and tears. Create a schedule. Set aside time for work tasks and time for family and leisure time. Don't let them mix or interfere with one another. This prevents burnout and keeps you motivated to complete tasks because you can visually see that once you get your task done, you have time to enjoy yourself. Staying motivated as an entrepreneur or a business owner can be a very tough thing, especially considering that all of your other friends had different goals in life. You know, a lot of your friends might be wanting to still be in that party mode and just run the street or do whatever they do, and they're not where you're at. So sometimes you may have to back up and let them do what they need to do in their lane, and you focus on your space and your lane, what you need to do. Education is our motivator. Continuing to learn about our particular industry and reading the success stories of those that have come before us always leads to new ideas for improving upon our current practices. You stay motivated by simply staying in touch with your reasons for having your business, whether it is to create a lifestyle for you and your family, help your customers and or clients with some problems, or effect major change in the world. Stay in touch with that. Know what it is and remind yourself of it hourly. Money isn't a good enough reason. The best motivation is finding a groove that works and keeps you moving forward. The groove can be anywhere. So listen, try and know that each step is a success. Associate with other startups. Perhaps go to meetup.com and find groups of entrepreneurs that meet in your area, or any other type of like startups or social medias that have related business entrepreneurs, coach, speakers, financial advisors. Meet up with other positive, like-minded people. You can get a great amount of support and resources. Entrepreneurs love to help other entrepreneurs because we've all been there at one time or another. That you could perhaps even find someone that could be a mentor for you, or maybe even you can shadow them from time to time. Again, entrepreneurs love to help other entrepreneurs because we've all been there at one time or another, and they will give you frank, honest, and compassionate feedback on potential solutions and choices. You can also join the Chamber of Commerce or Economic Development and get involved in your community. Know that what you are doing is bigger than just you. It's about creating jobs, improving the economy, and making a difference. One word: movement. As business owners, we tend to think big picture. Because of this, we can get overwhelmed with the slow movement of progress. Because like I know, a lot of times, a lot of us want things right now to happen fast. And that's not always the case. The fact is, businesses don't just blow up overnight. They grow or die slowly, especially when you're in the trenches every day. So to stay motivated, you need to constantly be making moves. Movement, whether it's forward or even backwards, is still good for learning. The movement doesn't have to change the world. It just needs to be big enough to make you feel progress. It could be as simple as meeting a great contact at a networking event or coming up with a new marketing strategy to try. These unknown possibilities are what keeps us up late, but also keeps us occupied. Boredom and worry is the ultimate in demotivation. The two most powerful words in the English language are I am. The best way to stay motivated is to do daily affirmations that start with I am. Please try it. It is so effective if you do it every day. I am, and then you add the words, such as world's greatest, and then act the part throughout the day. When you say it, you have to receive it and you have to believe it. The most successful sales professionals in the world know this. As that little saying goes, unmotivated salespeople or unmotivated people have skinny kids. How interesting. But even if you do not but even if you do not consider yourself to be a salesman, quote unquote, you can still benefit from doing daily affirmations that begin with I am, or I am the world's greatest. When your small business hits a rough patch, it's critical to remind yourself of the business's core mission. For example, at Hourly Nerd, their goal is simple. Access the top of quality advice for small businesses. When we're having trouble with our website, a scenario, or dealing with the 100th rejection that week on a sales pitch, they recall how central that core goal is to what we're doing, and it gives them the motivation to carry on. If your company or business main goal is to make money, you will tire out quickly. Thinking about why you're doing what you're doing can be a critical source of fire in the belly, particularly when times get tough. During rough times, it's important to remember that all circumstances are temporary, both favorable and not so favorable circumstances. Remember the times where businesses was booming and it was rolling in it. Also remember other rough times and realizing that you got through those rough times. So say you just started off good and your business was going good, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, it stopped going so good. But you can't get through it. Feed your brain by reading and attending seminars. They almost always inspire new thoughts that you can take back to your business. You want to know something simple? Turn off your phone and walk away from the computer. Watch a good comedy on TV, or you can take a walk. You can get a massage. You can see a movie. You can do anything to relax and take your mind off of business sometimes. And after a while, That anxiety will pass like all emotions do. And you'll either be reminded of why what you're doing is worth your hard work and time, or you'll be reminded of the horrible alternative, like getting a job. Ugh. So even though I am at my job, like I always told you, like I've always told you, my goal is to fire my boss. I want to leave on good terms, but I want to fire my boss, and I want to become full time all the way with my business, because I hold down 2 full-time jobs. 1, working for corporate America, and then 2, working on my business, being a co-business owner. And so it's just the 2 of us. So we're constantly trying to do things. And when you work for corporate America, a lot of times it can be extremely difficult. Again, because it's just the 2 of us. And so, we're grinding like pretty much 6 to 7 days a week sometime. So either one should get you back on track until the next time you have an overwhelming dose of reality. So yes, this building a business thing can be hard. A key thing for small business owners and entrepreneurs is to separate their happiness and self-confidence from the success of their business. Learning to be happy and self-confident innately, regardless of how the business performs. This can be tough because think of our society sends a lot of messages that equate a person's self-worth with their financial or business success. So keep a good stuff inbox folder. I never heard of that. Interesting. Keep a good stuff inbox folder. It's easy when things are going wrong to focus on the negative. Therefore, sometimes the best way to turn that frown upside down is to look at the positive. So keep a folder called Good Stuff. It contains emails from colleagues, friends, and family that remind you that you have a group of people who are supporting you. So again, it could be colleagues, family, friends. If they're very much in support of you, then that folder, that good stuff folder, can just give you a friendly reminder. Also, save emails that also recognize your hard work or accomplishment. So use fear to your advantage. Someone once said, if you don't have a fear, you better go get one. In other words, try new things, get out of your comfort zone, and make your palms sweat on purpose. So I like to thank you guys for taking the time, whether you're listening live or going to listen to my replay. Thank you for taking the time to listen to these tips. I hope that some of these you can apply yourself to. And also, if you have tips that you would like to share to other small business owners, entrepreneurs, or, just any of us, or even those that might be considering starting a business, please, by all means, leave that information in the comment box here. And, it's shared on my page. So I like to thank everyone. I hope that you took this in. I actually will be back shortly to do another makeup live audio. And with that being said, always remember to take care of yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Always remember that self-care, that self-respect, self-love, and know your worth. With gratitude, Ashe.